on effective PVC collection. Redesigned Naira notes. Correspondent checks availability at ATMs within the city center. And FCT Water Board says no cause for alarm over maintenance notice.
Hello and welcome to the news at 7 on the Nta Channel 5, Abuja. I am Mariam Jitubo. The FCT INEC has solicited partnership with relevant stakeholders in a bid to mobilize the electorate to collect their permanent voters' card. Informa Urgenta reports that this was during stakeholders' meeting at the instance of the commission.
Resident Electoral Commissioner INEC FCT Yahaya Bello, who disclosed that the distribution of permanent voter cards will be suspended on the 22nd of January 2023, harped on the need for more enlightenment and mobilization of the electorate to collect their permanent voter cards, which is currently being distributed in all the 62 wards in the territory.
Those that we elect and those that they put in candidates to be elected. You can no longer sit on the fence. You have to participate in this process. Collection of PVC and also migration to the polling units.
The stakeholders meeting, which brought together representatives of political parties, traditional institutions, security agencies, the media, civil society organization, National Orientation Agency, chairmen of the 6 area councils and IPAC, provided an opportunity to rub minds, raise and clarify issues all geared towards seamless distribution of permanent voter cards and peaceful 2023 general elections.
On behalf of FCT Council of Chiefs, I hereby employ the indulgence of the electoral empires, the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, to continue ensuring free and fair and successful election.
It's glaring and everybody knows that INEC have come up with so many innovations geared towards ensuring that we have a more credible elections in our country.
All hands should be on deck for us to have transparent, credible and all inclusive election. And the starting point will be 2023.
Other issues raised include percentage of permanent voter cards collected, migrating to other polling units, recruitment of ad hoc staff, and the need to create awareness on the new polling units, among others. Informa Urgenta, Nta News.
Meanwhile, INEC says no final list of candidates was released on Sunday, 8th January 2023, as reported in some sections of the media. INEC, in a statement by its National Commissioner for Information, Festus Okoye, notes that no new publication of final list of candidates was released as reported. The public should therefore disregard. For the record, the final list of candidates for the 2023 general elections was published at least 150 days before the election, thus on the 20th September 2022, while that of governorship and state assembly elections was published 2 weeks later on 4th October 2022. There cannot be a final list of candidates with just 46 days to the general elections, except for names published as substitutions for candidates nominated earlier in compliance with court order. The statement added, political parties, litigants, and the public should be guided accordingly. And away from politics, with the anticipation of Nigerians to begin transaction with the redesigned Naira notes, I visited some automated teller machines within the city center to ascertain availability.
The Central Bank of Nigeria recently directed banks to load the automated teller machines with only new Naira notes to ensure that the currency circulates across the nation ahead of the January 31st, 2023 deadline, when the old notes will no longer be legal tender. With this directive, how far so far are the automated teller machines dispensing the new currencies, and how accessible are the notes?
Not yet. In fact, since yesterday, I've been doing transactions. I've not laid my hand on the new notes.
The new Naira note is not available for Nigeria to use. Even if you see my pocket, Nana, old money full here. There is no new money. So we don't know what is happening.
No new Naira note, nothing. Can I show you what I just brought out? No? That's it. All is old. Look at it. But a directive came yesterday. We are too slow here now. We can't just take effect immediately. There is normal, it's tradition.
So I can see with the new Naira note, did you just withdraw it from the ATM?
Yes, since yesterday I was able to withdraw it, but it was mixed. So some parts, like I was able to get like 15,000 of the new 1,000 Naira notes.
Yes, I got it, but not all. So it came out with some of them inside the money I withdrew. So we are begging government, since they have already bring it out, say at the 31st of December, they will withdraw the old Naira notes. They should make it available so that this old one will be out of date. Because going out, even POS and any other thing, you go to the bank, they still give you old notes, which is not supposed to be done.
Well, the question on the lips of many is, as citizens of Nigeria, when will they have a feel of this currency, which is supposed to be in circulation and accessible by all? They hope the delay will be addressed soonest. Mariam Jitubo, Nta News.
The General Manager, FCT Water Board, Tawhid Abayomi Amusan, has called on the FCT residents not to panic over the maintenance notice in the public domain. He made the plea in an exclusive interview with Rosemary Moltalem Bilal in reaction to perceived rumor making the rounds.
The saying that water is life underscores the importance of potable water, and the emergency move to carry out maintenance of the Lower Usman Dam from where Abuja, the nation's capital, gets our water, necessitating an advisory for residents to ensure storage that will last the period.
Reacting to the rumor making rounds that FCT residents will not have water for 3 days, the General Manager, Tawhid Amusan, says it is for maintenance purpose to serve them better.
We have some issue with this treatment plant, but we have an emergency with phase 4. Our production, we are losing about 50% of the production in phase 4, so we need to arrest it. There's a gate that's leaking, and we are losing over 50% of production in that plant. And that is why we consider an emergency and we are intervening immediately.
He called on residents to remain calm, adding that by Saturday, water will be made available.
We ask them not to panic. We ask them to please understand with us, this is an electromechanical system. They are subject to failure, and when they fail, we try to respond. We are trying to be responsive to our system.
He further explains that while maintenance is on, water will still flow, but with lower pressure. Rosemary Moltalem Bilal, Nta News.
The year 2022 was no doubt eventful for the FCT health sector. Hakimat Aliu, who kept tabs on some events, compiled highlights for the outdone year.
The year 2022 for the FCT health sector commenced with the outbreak response to a circulating mutant polio virus, an immunization exercise which held in January concurrently with COVID-19 vaccination. In February, a cancer screening was inaugurated to address the increase in cases of cervical cancer. It was a project by a non-governmental organization in collaboration with the FCT Primary Healthcare Board and other development partners situated in Apo Primary Healthcare Center. In same year under review, an open heart surgery, the first of its kind, was successfully carried out at the Federal Medical Center, Abuja, for more than 5 patients. March 2022 witnessed issues around the concession of Garki General Hospital to Nisa Premier Hospital under a 15-year public-private partnership agreement which came to a close. And in a bid to strengthen delivery at healthcare facilities with proper safety kit, FCT administration alongside partners distributed mama kits to expectant mothers across primary healthcare facilities within the territory. 2022 featured a mass integrated measles, meningitis and vitamin A campaign carried out to boost the immune and well-being of all eligible groups. The healthcare authorities in the year under review no doubt made strides in tackling the threat of COVID-19 pandemic and its many variants and other health emergencies, ranging from cholera to measles, Lassa fever, monkeypox, amongst others. In Abuja, Hakimat Aliu, NTA News.
And on sports, NFF released 2023 Federation Cup fixtures as Nigeria is sure of gold as Ogunsakin tops Ganiyu at the ongoing African Junior Tennis Championship in Lomé, Togo. Details with Francisca Belair on Sports Brief.
The Nigeria Football Federation has released the schedules for this year's Federation Cup competition, emphasizing that the preliminary and final of the competition at the state level will commence on the 18th and ends 19th March 2023. In a statement sent to all State Football Association, NFF says 2 teams that will represent each state at the national level should be submitted to the State FA on 20th March 2023. However, the playoff round and national draw date would be determined by the NFF. Meanwhile, Nigeria is sure of getting a gold medal in both the girls and boys under 14 and under 16 categories at the ongoing African Junior Tennis Championship in Togo. Number 1 seed, Shehin Ogunshakiwu battled his fiercest rival and friend Mubarak Ganihu for a place in the final of the boys under 16 in 2 straight sets, won 7-6, 6-4. Bright Emmanuel also qualified for the final of the girls under 14 event after defeating Ndidi Osaji 6-1, 6-2 in the match of deuces. With Sports Brief, Francisca Bile, NTA News.
A life without Christ is not a life indeed, as life outside of Christ is life lived in vanity. This statement resonated in the sermon at the funeral service of the late John Audu Shehu in New Karu, Nasarawa State.
That was the gathering of family members, friends, and sympathizers who converged on New Karu, Nasarawa State, to honor the life and memory of a man whom many described as a rare gem, a fun-loving and highly disciplined icon whose unique virtues and legacy would live on. The officiating minister of Equa Fellowship speaks on the essence of knowing that life must be lived in Christ Jesus, as life is transitional.
There is a life that someone lives that is not in thee, but there is life that is what is in thee.
Following suit was the reading of the deceased biography, testimonies, as well as tributes from family and friends. The wife of the deceased, former AMAC chairman and one-time ambassador to the Gambia, Esther John Audu, as well as some dignitaries, speak.
Daddy was my love. I was his love. Daddy was my pillar, my confidant, my supporter. Because anything you see me do, I don't do it without permission from him.
He was a very, very funny, jovial man. He loves soccer. As they said, he doesn't play one, but he loves to watch and comment.
The body of the late John Audu Shehu was thereafter interred at the New Karu Cemetery. Preempting the funeral service was a service of songs and wake-keep. In Abuja, Cecilia Julius, NTA News.
And that concludes the news in English. Up next, translations. Good night.
Yuzo kwawei nwonana iwo abeda zaza isha ndaje zuma oneye wagoba ngai gbaza mbedai wachige enya dabwi mba yinu peje azatnya nla abwadnado no aza adnagmai aje bai dabedage aba aza nge ba kumbe ba go apa pe azanya ifoma ojinta wona le sheba webe na bedai wa nge be da denu nsai nu aza na gmaye ba se ase ba shi abawe ntukotunu azatnibo gabie no sepa azatnya yahaya belo wa nge abofwa apa pe gabo makaje pye wona ampe shiba tiaba yele ngabie nsepa nuwa sinsinya tohid abayomi amusan wa ngage agu bato vin azan shiba ngage baye ba jin nuwa aban we dage ba wo bedalo nu aza labalo baida nge ye atasha nuwa sinsin bwan ampe ngun ata Rosemary nwa le shiba we be na bedai wa ngage koto wo lolo ninu ababwa bayanwa ama atabwa ko she abejin ashinbwa asanun ajinlo ajin aba ncheyun we godia wo nga nshokwaye kanwi aina abejin la duisu ababwa bayanwa she abejin ashinbwa nshinsusun alalima tefi gbayin wewe ntna yesu ko jin wewe fifinu wewe nbibia ni yesu kotonu apmai lolong Cecilia Julius wa ngage abeda akpekele yin nshokofenu ekwaya ye jin apma nche osanu abeye abi John Audu Shehu nche nu karu wei owen ko shinpejeda be municipal gwamnati bibi ekin zindanya wen la jin gabie nu ekin Gambia ya no ayo Esther John Audu wa ngage owoba obejin owoba ye nu aza ba ngage obejin azamanenu we mbejin we fwawe nu azai ay lawo bi nu avingo mba jinlo nkaru weyin sai yiku kma bedawo nsu nko beleyin shekoyi wo kun ya yi nu wiegma
Jama'a assalamu alaikum ga takaitattun fassarar labaran yau mai karantawa Yusuf Yakub. Hukumar zaɓe mai zaman kanta ta ƙasa reshen birnin tarayya Abuja ta buƙaci haɗin gwiwa da masu ruwa da tsaki domin wayar da kan al'umma su karɓi katin zaɓensu na dindindin wanda zai ba su damar yin zaɓe a watan gobe. Wakiliyar mai ifoma wajinta ta kawo mana rahoto cewa hukumar ta bayyana haka ne a taron da ta yi da masu ruwa da tsaki a harkokin zaben Abuja domin su ba da gudunmuwarsu a kan zaɓe mai zuwa ta hanyar wayar da kan al'umma su karɓi katunansu da zai ba su damar kaɗa ƙuri'unsu a zaɓe mai zuwa. Shugaban hukumar ruwa ta birnin tarayya Abuja Tauhid a Bayomi Amusan ya yi kira ga al'umma mazauna birnin Abuja cewa kada su tsorata da sanarwar da ta fitar ga al'umma cewa za ta yi aikin gyaran ruwa a birnin Abuja wanda zai kawo tsaikon zuwa ruwa kamar yadda aka saba. Ya bayyana haka ne a yayin gajeriyar hirar da ya yi da wakiliyar Rosemary Mutalin Bilal inda ya mai da martani akan jita-jitar da ake yadawa da zuzuta batun inda ya ce kar a damu. Manufar gyaran ba komai ba ce face a samu wadataccen ruwa mai kyau a birnin Abuja. Ya kara da cewa duk da ana gyaran za a ke samun ruwa jifa-jifa sannan ranar Asabar za a sami wadataccen ruwa wato za a kammala. An bayyana cewa rayuwa ba tare da imani da Yesu a matsayin abin da aka yi imani da shi ba asara ce. Wakilarmu Cecilia Julius ta labarta mana cewa an bayyana haka ne a taron hudubar jana'izar marigayi John Audu Shehu a sabon Karu na jihar Nasarawa wanda 'yan uwa masoya da abokan arziki suka taru domin taya iyalansa jana'izar rasuwar. To ƙarshen labaran namu ne kenan sai kuma gobe idan Allah ya kai mu.
ekele m gị n'ịnọnyere anyị n'akụkọ ụwa nke taa. Aha m bụ Rachel Ifi Ono gere akụkọ ụwa n'uju ya. Ụlọ ọrụ na-ahụ maka ndọrọndọrọ ọchịchị n'isi ala anyị arịọla maka njikọ aka ndị ọnụ na-eru n'okwu ka ha nyere ha aka hụ na ndị mmadụ wetara kaadị ikike maka ndọrọndọrọ ọchịchị. Ifeoma Ojinta wetara akụkọ na nke a pụtara ihe mgbe ndị ọnụ na-eru n'okwu banyere ndọrọndọrọ ọchịchị were nnọkọ na isi ala anyị. Onye isi n'ụlọ ọrụ na-ahụ maka ndọrọndọrọ ọchịchị n'isi ala ya Bello mekwara ka anyị mata na a ga-akwụsịtụ ihe ya bụ kaadị n'abalị 22 nke ọnwa iji kụziere ndị mmadụ uru ịnata kaadị ha bara. N'ihi akụkọ ndị mmadụ na-akọ na mmiri agaghị agba n'isi ala anyị ruo abalị 3, onye isi n'ụlọ ọrụ na-ahụ maka mmiri n'isi ala anyị Tohib Amusan akpọkuola ndị obibi isi ala anyị ka ha ghara inwe nchekasị n'ihi mmezi ha chọrọ imezi ebe mmiri si apụta. Rosemary Motelembelar nwetara akụkọ na ya bụ nwa amadi kwupụtara nke a mgbe ọ bara ya ajụjụ ọnụ. Ọ gakwara n'ihu rịọ ndị mmadụ ka ha wee ndidi na mmiri ga-amalite gbawa ụbọchị Satọde na-abịa. Ndụ ebiri na-enweghị Kraịst abụghị ndụ. Okwu a bụ okwu pụtara ihe n'okwu Chukwu ekwuru mgbe erere John Audu Shehu n'ime obodo New Caro dị na steeti Nasarawa. Ya bụ nwa amadi lara mmụọ bụ onye a kọwara dịka ezigbo mmadụ nakwa onye na-ahụ mmadụ niile n'anya. Ha gakwara n'ihu gụọ etu o si bie ndụ, ọrụ ọma ya nakwa ihe ndị o mere mgbe ọ dị ndụ n'elu ala. Igbo bụ Igbo, ebe a ka anyị ga-apịachi nke taa. Ndewo.
Kalẹ́ o, ìròyìn ló ń dé sí etí gbọ̀nyìn láti iléeṣẹ́ amóhùnmáwòrán ìkànnì karùn-ún l'Àbújá. Ọláyínká Adéníjì ni oníròyìn yìí. Ní báyìí, àjọ elétò òdìbò ẹ̀ka tìlú Àbújá ti pàrọwà fún gbogbo àwọn tó kàn gbọ̀ngbọ̀n láti lè bá wọn ní ìfọwọ́sowọ́pọ̀ tó mọ́yán lórí láti rí dájú pé wọ́n pàrọwà fún gbogbo àwọn ènìyàn wọn tó kájú ẹ̀ láti dìbò kí wọ́n wá gba káàdì alálòpẹ́ fún ètò ìdìbò wọn. Aṣojúkọ̀rọ̀ yìí wa Ifeoma Ojinta ṣàlàyé wípé níbi ìpàdé pọ̀ pẹ̀lú àwọn tí ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kàn gbọ̀ngbọ̀n ni wọ́n ti fìdí ọ̀rọ̀ yìí lélẹ̀ nílùú Àbújá. Ọ̀gá àgbà pátá fún ètò ìpèsè omi nínú ìlú Àbújá, ọ̀gbẹ́ni Tohid Abayomi Amusan ti ké pe àwọn aráàlú Àbújá wípé kí wọ́n má mikàn àti wípé kò sí ìfòyà rárá látàrí ìpolongo àtúnṣe tó ń lọ lọ́wọ́ ní àwọn agbègbè kan nílùú Àbújá ní ẹsẹ̀ àwọn omi ọ̀hún. Ó fìdí ọ̀rọ̀ yìí múlẹ̀ nínú ìfọ̀rọ̀wérọ̀ rẹ̀ pẹ̀lú aṣojúkọ̀rọ̀ yìí wa Rosemary Motelembelar látàrí awuyewuye tó kárí ìlú wípé kì yóò sí omi mímu fún ọjọ́ 3 láti ọwọ́ àjọ náà. Ìgbésí ayé láìsí Kristi nínú ẹ̀ jẹ́ ayégbé olótùú báńtẹ́. Nítorí bí ènìyàn bá gbé ilé ayé tí kò sì ní Kristi Jésù, ó ti jẹ́ asán nínú asán ni. Èyí ni ọ̀rọ̀ tó jẹ jáde nínú ìwàásù ẹni ọ̀wọ̀ tó wáyé níbi ìsìn ìkẹyìn fún olóògbé John Audu Shehu tó wáyé ní ìletò Karo tuntun ní ìpínlẹ̀ Nasarawa. Aya olóògbé ọ̀hún Esther Audu tó ti fìgbà kan jẹ́ alága ìjọba àbílẹ̀ Amak kò ṣàì fọn rere ọkọ rẹ̀ tó jẹ́ pé Ọlọ́run àti gbogbo àwọn tó wá kẹ́dùn níbẹ̀ pátá kó tó di pé wọ́n gbé olóògbé náà sí afẹ́fẹ́ rẹ̀. Tọ́rọ̀ èèyàn ọ̀hún kò ní ju báyìí lọ. Èmi ló ní kọ́ńbọ̀ àgbọ̀nsẹ̀ ló ní họ́wùhọ́wù. Èmi rẹ̀ lájọ lórílẹ̀‐èdè Nàìjíríà yìí o. Ẹ jẹ́ àṣẹ kó dára, ọ̀kọ̀ọ̀kan láòjì o, ká sùn láyọ̀.